I'm taking a break from playing Shin Megami Tensei games and was looking for other games to play. That's when I discovered Etrian Odyssey. The game cover immediately drew me in, much like the cover of Shin Megami Tensei 2 did when I first got into SMT games. After playing this game, I realized something significant. I might just become a fan of Atlas games. Their niche game library resonates with me, and I'm currently craving for more niche and challenging games. Etrian Odyssey was originally released on DS and later got remade and remastered for 3DS. In this game, I will be documenting my experience playing the DS version of Etrian Odyssey. It is a hardcore first-person dungeon crawler where you must navigate through 5 strata, with an additional stratum available in New Game Plus, which I didn't play because I never engaged with New Game Plus content. As always, I'm 9, and this is Etrian Odyssey. Town of Etria. The game starts by informing you that a vast expanse of dense woodland has been discovered near the town of Etria. The government has called for adventurers to explore this forest known as the Wall Tree Labyrinth, a place shrouded in mystery since no one has ever reached its depths. Curiosity piques your interest, so you come to this town to uncover the secrets within the labyrinth. In the game, you will journey with a party of 5 customizable members from different classes: Swordsman, Paladin, Ranger, Dark Hunter, and 2 unlockable classes later in the game, Ronin and Curse Maker. Each class has unique abilities and strengths. If you find yourself struggling, which you will many times, you can switch characters or create a new party of 5 back at the guild without resetting the game. Let me introduce my party, as you will be seeing them a lot throughout the video. My party consists of Swordsman, Paladin, and Dark Hunter in the front row, Medic and Alchemist in the back row. Swordsman deals physical damage, Paladin provides defense, and Dark Hunter specializes in sealing body parts, a unique mechanic in this game. Every monsters in this game have head, arm, and leg parts that Dark Hunter can target and seal. This also applies to your characters as well, as every skills they use are connected to their head, arm, and legs. Seals are considered different from debuff in this game. Medic handles healing, while Alchemist, basically a mage in this game, deals affinity damage with fire, ice, thunder, and poison. In the town of Etria, you can access various facilities via selection menu. First is the inn, where you can restore HP and TP. However, the cost increases as you level up. You can also choose how long you want to rest, until the next day or until night. I found this feature useful only once in the entire game, and you can also save in the inn. Next is the medicine shop, where you buy items to heal your party. Then there is weapon shop, where you will frequent often. The selection of weapons expands based on the item you sell, creating a great gameplay loop. Explore the forest, defeat monsters to level up and get stronger, collect the drop items, sell them back at the shop, and buy better weapons to get even stronger. Rinse and repeat. The bar offers side missions, but I ignored this feature and focused solely on exploring the forest and reaching the end. So side missions are entirely optional in my experience. Guild allow you to create or delete characters, and Rada's Governmental Institute is where you will receive story mission. You will need to visit here often to progress the story. Finally, the labyrinth entrance is where you can enter the forest. This covers about 10% of the game, and the remaining 90% will just be you and the labyrinth. Now let's delve into the gameplay, which is the main focus of this video. As someone who struggles with fast reflexes in action games, I find comfort in strategy turn-based RPGs. I enjoy taking my time strategizing while looking at static images, dealing out big numbers. The gameplay loop of Etrian Odyssey is great, just like any other Atlas game I have played before. The first floor holds mice, butterflies, moles, and crabs. Initially challenging, but as you progress steadily, battle becomes easier, unless you master your skill points distribution, that is. Each leveler grants a skill point that you can allocate freely. Here's how I distribute skill points among my party members. Swordsman. My main focus was learning Hayabusa Run, which attacks 2 to 4 monsters at once. However, to unlock this skill, I first need double attack at level 3, which in turn requires Axe Mastery and Sword Mastery both at level 5. The Swordsman lacks Technical Point, TP, and Agility, which I am compensated for with equipment. After Hayabusa run, I focus on 3 chase skills, Fire, Ice and Thunder, activated in tandem with the Alchemist affinity attacks. This allows the swordsman to utilize both physical and affinity attacks effectively. Paladin. This class specializes in defensive maneuver, defensive formation, and AoE physical defense skill is crucial, particularly during boss fights. After maxing this skill to level 10, I move on to the Shield Smite, transforming the Paladin into both offensive and defensive unit. Investing in agility stat is advisable due to the Paladin's equipment typically lower its own agility. Dark Hunter. The Dark Hunter's primary role is to see monsters' body parts. I prioritize landing arm bondage initially, followed by other sealing skills. Sealing an arm can reduce monsters' normal attack. Despite having low health and defense, Dark Hunter's high agility allows it to outmaneuver monsters, offering opportunities to seal body parts and rendering them temporarily useless right from the first turn. Ecstasy is a skill that deals significant damage when 3 body parts are sealed. This skill is hard to execute and I never managed to use it even once throughout the game. Nonetheless, Dark Hunter is a valuable class despite its low health. Medic. Similar to Paladin, Medic relies on medical defense, which resists both physical and affinity attacks, especially effective when combined with defensive formation. Progression involves learning other healing skills as stepping stone to unlock this vital skill. Aim for AoE healing skills over single target healing skills for efficiency, and if you are bored with constant healing, consider learning Heavy Strike and HP boost up to level 10, transitioning Medic into healing and attacking unit. But I was barely making past every flaw, so I had to resort to going full healer during my playthrough. Alchemist, possibly the most consistent high damage dealer out of all classes, but that is only if you can hit the affinity weaknesses of the monsters. Otherwise, expect mediocre results. A significant drawback for this class is the absence of HP boost skill, leaving Alchemist with even lower health than Dark Hunter. Correct skill point distribution is crucial, and I learned my lesson halfway through the game when monster starts to resist affinity attacks, so I start accumulating points before I put points into skills. Now that I think about it, that might be a reason we have a separate menu screen instead of forcing you to put points into skill as soon as you level up like other RPGs. So yeah, Alchemist is a high-risk, high-reward class. On the first floor, crabs and poison butterflies pose the greatest challenges. Crabs resist all physical attacks, which includes slash, break and thrust, leaving my Alchemist as the sole damage dealer with its affinity attacks early on. Poison butterflies can inflict poison on all of your party members, causing damage at the end of every turn. Fortunately, both monsters only appear in specific areas, making the first floor more manageable after numerous random encounters. Also, there is a spring which you can restore TP only during night on this floor, prompting strategic planning to minimize frequent instills and expenses. Second floor starts introducing FOEs, also known as Feed on Foes. They are very strong monsters that appear on 3D map in red ball that move in a set direction, but will start chasing after you upon proximity. I noticed the turn FOE from when I played Persona Q, and to my surprise, FOEs start in this game apparently. FOEs on second floor are Dia and Boo. Dia is weak to thunder attacks and can confuse all of your party and also have high damage. Boo has even more damage than Dia, but both of their high damage can be mitigated greatly by defensive formation skills from Paladin. On the third floor, you will meet with Bushido, Ren, and Cosmica Teleshka, the 2 adventurers who are assigned by the Institute. They will tell you to go back to the Institute to take the story mission in order to proceed further into the labyrinth. After that, you will find Teleshka again in the room near the stairs. She will be there to heal your party HP and TP fully until you reach another stratum. Ren can also be found on this floor, and she will tell you about shotguns which can be found throughout the labyrinth. And the first shotgun can be found right here. This feature is very useful in the later stratum as it will save your time a lot and is a great quality of life addition. New monsters are mandrake and ball animals. There also exist special drops you can get from monsters if you defeat them under special conditions. For example, defeating mandrake with fire attack will drop charcoal instead of its normal drop. The FOE on the floor is Mantis, and it is way too strong to fight right now, so I recommend looking at its movement pattern and trying to escape from it for now. Starting from the 4th floor, packs of wolf FOE begin to appear, foreshadowing the impending boss of the first Dragon. These creatures are weak against fire attacks and generally pose little threat individually. However, careful location selection for battling FOEs is crucial, as other FOEs may approach you, and if they get too close, they will join the ongoing battle, potentially leading to fighting multiple FOEs in a single confrontation. This caution also applies to the boss battle as well. Encountering multiple FOEs alongside the boss can overwhelm you in the early game. Finally, 5th floor. The main highlight of this floor is the boss fight. Remember how I have said wolf FOEs foreshadowing what the boss will be? That's right, the boss of this floor is a tiger. Shadow Drift will hit you like a truck, making it essential to maintain defensive formation and medical defense skills throughout the battle. Remember to check the status of your party with one button to see whether the buff is still up or not. Make that a habit, or else you will pay for it dearly. If I am correct, the buff lasts for 5 turns, but sometimes the monster will act faster than you, so you might want to use the buff again during your 4th turn, just to be on the safe side. Snowdrift's weakness to fire makes a combined assault from Swordsman and Alchemist particularly effective. Even if you haven't unlocked the Swordsman Chase Fire skill, using a fire-one item found on this floor on the attacker can temporarily convert all of his attacks to affinity attacks for the entire duration of the battle. You better be quick with the boss fight, as nearby FOE will begin encroaching on the screen one after another if the battle drags on. Upon defeating Snowdrift, you can proceed to the next Stratum, advancing further into the Labyrinth's depths. 2nd Stratum, Primeval Jungle. Ren and Talashka descend the stairs to congratulate you on your progress. They introduce you to the magnetic axis, a pillar of light in the labyrinth that serves as a safe point and a way to return to the town, a crucial checkpoint between strata. After defeating Snowdrift, return to the Institute to report your success and claim your reward. You can also inform Radha about the monsters and items you have discovered during your exploration. With enough rest, it's time to resume your journey through the labyrinth. 6th floor could cause a bit of a challenge if you have just arrived for the first time. A new set of monsters are introduced. Ooze, which are slime equivalent monsters in this game, bees, spiders, and sloths, who have the most creepiest face I have ever seen in the monster design. They look like monsters that will haunt you in your nightmares. Also, every monster you face in this floor can inflict poison. To add to it, you have 2 new FOEs, a bird and a bear. Both of these FOEs are designed for you to encourage sealing their body parts. Just look at the bird with the big legs and bear with a big claw. 7th floor starts introducing damaging floors, and they are placed along the path to the stairs, so don't even bother trying to get through this floor unscathed. It is also here that you will find crystal, which will enable you gain access to some locked doors which you were not able to go inside previously. Crystals is necessary to advance floors later on, so grab that while you are still on this floor. Also, biting grass and man-eating grass will start attacking you as well, and scorpion FOEs. But before you go to the next floor, go back to the Institute to get another story mission. This time, you need to steal a dragon egg from the flying dragon that lives on the 8th floor. Obviously, you can fight the dragon this early in any type of RPGs in existence, so you need to steal the egg while avoiding combat with the dragon at all costs. The highlight of the 8th floor is the flying dragon, but there is another one you need to be careful of. It is this petal creature. It has AoE skill that will put your entire party to sleep, and once someone is put to sleep, they can only be awakened when they are attacked. So this petal creature can wipe your entire party if you are unlucky. That's why it is better you fight them head on rather than running away. FOEs will become less of a concern for you as you climb floors, so instead of worrying about FOEs, worry about this petal creature. There is also a spring where adventurers used to heal themselves. Also, Ren and Talashka say so because they are here once again stalking us. But now the spring is all dried up because of the monster on the 7th floor. So you need to defeat the crab there in order to revive the spring again. This crab will store power and unleash its attack on the 2nd turn, so you can time your healing according to that pattern. And now that leaves us with the dragon. The dragon's head moves clockwise after some steps, so if you follow along the dragon's head clockwise and check each step along the way, you will find a dragon egg. Then go back to the institute to report, and there you will meet with town's chief vizier for the first time, who will also congratulate you for becoming one of the first few adventurers to make it past the first strata. And then he will tell you about the shortcut near the flying dragon nest. As soon as you reach the 9th floor, Chief Vizier will ask you directly to beat the boss Kerunos on the 10th floor. You will find Ren and Taleshka near the boss room, so be sure to heal there first before fighting the boss. Kerunos is weak to thunder attacks and will summon healer boss frequently, so try and one-shot them with Alchemist AoE thunder attack and Swordsman chase shot attack. You can see head and arm of Kerunos to see away its dangerous attacks like Hurricane Punch that hit all party members, Frost Counter Attack which can reflect physical attack back at you, and Death Gaze which insta-kill one of your party members. To raise the probability of sealing body parts, you can use Boost Mechanic which increases the damage output and healing, and also raises the probability of debuffing. Your boost gauge feeds gradually as you fight, but Dark Hunter has a boost up skill that increases boost gauge accumulation. This class is heavily dependent on sealing maneuvers, so it is in your best interest to put points in boost up skills. As always, keep up the defense buff from Paladin and Medic to secure a victory against Kerunos. The Strata, 1000-Year Blue Forest. A new story mission is out now, so head back to the Institute. The Strata is a completely uncharted territory, so Radha will text you with making a map of 11th floor and 12th floor. You will get some pieces of map drawn by soldiers on 11th floor, but they are full of mistakes, so you are better off drawing your own map. A new set of monsters, worms, frogs and ants start appearing, along with ant and tartar FOEs. Tartar FOEs boast substantial HP, demanding careful resource management, emphasizing TP preservation over brute force. Mid to late game labyrinths will try to force you to spend unnecessary TP and tires you out mentally, as labyrinths get bigger and harder to navigate the deeper you go. You can also find Ren alone on this floor. She will impart you with a scroll and tells you Etrian history. The town was really small before Labyrinth has been discovered, and now a lot of adventurers has gathered in Etria to solve the mystery of the Labyrinth, making the town grow bigger. But Ren questions the town's fate once those mysteries are unraveled. This is how the game will give you pieces of tiny information to motivate you just enough in order to keep playing. The mystery of the Labyrinth in and of itself is the story of this game, and the game does really well at presenting it to you one at a time. Pitfalls are also back, and you need to make use of them in order to reach to the 12th floor. More ants are introduced to the game, as well as frogs that can inflict curse on you. And like poison, curse deaths have all your attack damage back to you whenever you attack. So if you were to use AoE skills, the user will take damage for each hit back to themselves. It is very annoying to deal with, so prioritize cursed frogs in battles to mitigate their destructive effects. There are also ant nests on this floor, where ants will keep spawning until you find the one ant that is stationary, hidden somewhere in the vicinity. I had to bail out back to the town a number of times because I exhaust my resources. You have to get past 3 ant nests in order to reach the boss. The boss on this floor is Queen Ant, surrounded by 4 ant nests, accompanying her with constant reinforcement. So just focus fire on Queen Ant to expedite the battle rather than draining TP on futile engagement. If you have explored every nook and cranny of both floors, you will have completed the story mission by now. You can visit the guild and hand over the scroll Ren gave you to unlock Bushido class. I am already comfortable with my current party, so I will be using both Bushido and Curse Maker class, which will also be unlocked later in the game. At least until I hit the wall, then that's the time I will start thinking other ways to get around things. Until then, I will stick to my current party. After you've reported, Radha will tell you that Chief Vizier seems to prefer maintaining the labyrinth mystery rather than uncovering it. Then he will give you another mission, which involves investigating humanoid creature sightings within the labyrinth depths. 13th floor bring back worm and bear monsters again, but stronger. You might have noticed it by now that many monster sprites has been reused and recolored quite a lot in this game, so that's a bit of a disappointment, as I am looking forward to more monster designs made by the artist. Talking about art, the entire time I am playing Etrian Odyssey reminds me of Maiden of Abyss vibe. The setting of adventurers gathering around the forest and building a town around it for exploring sounds all similar. 13th floor has one FOE that can only be fought by letting it join as a reinforcement during random encounter. But I didn't manage to fight the monsters because I was always aiming for quick battles. Trying to find a pattern to one-shot every encounter with my party is how I find enjoyment in random encounters in this game. I found myself constantly thinking of a way to preserve my resources for as long as I can in order to reach a healing spring or a shortcut, because those two are the only things that can be considered an actual checkpoint, or else you will just be wasting time and resources. At least until you discover a healing spring, which also exists on this floor, then you can grind around the area to your heart content. There is also amethyst to collect on the other side of the map across the river, which can only be obtained by backtracking from the 14th floor to 13th floor again, in order to open more unlocked doors. 14th floor will help you ride flowers that go in either one or two directions to proceed to the next floor. It is not that difficult to navigate, so this floor shouldn't pose any problems. Halfway through exploration, a humanoid creature will appear in front of you to stop you from advancing further into the labyrinth. But that intrigues us even more than before, so we decided to proceed anyway despite her warning. 15th floor is the shortest floor in the entire game. There is only a boss on this floor that is hindering you to proceed to the next strata. Coral Triangle is weak to fire attacks and uses ice attacks on you, so you can use resist ice mist item from the previous floor to lower its affinity attacks, or use freeze guard skill from Paladin. Coral Triangle can use water fade to negate fire attacks, but more importantly, watch for its tailcoin attack that can see random parts of your party member. If your medics head got sealed, they will not be able to use any of its healing skills, so fight this boss with caution. Bring healing items to be on safe side, but otherwise keep the defense buff on and burn this boss down to ashes. Upon defeating Coral Triangle, you caught a glimpse of someone fleeing deeper into the labyrinth, dropping a stone tablet, a mysterious artifact whose purpose remains unknown. 4th stratum, Dead Forest. Well, you don't know what this stone tablet is for, so you go back to the institute and give it to Radha to research it. 16th floor has sand streams that works like a conveyor belt that you can ride on that go either one or two directions. These gimmicks make use of the in-game world so well, it offers unique traversal mechanics specific to each environment. Just like jungle with damaging floors, blue forest with pitfalls made by ants, and now sandstream in Dead Forest. I love those little details they put into this otherwise small handheld console game. It is here you find Teleshka, who will present you a bell which will unlock Cosmega Glass if you take it back to the guild, which you have to do it anyways because you will need your stone tablet back from the radar in order to proceed further. Back at the institute, Chief Visor discloses the information he managed to decipher from the stone tablet. The humanoid creatures you have found earlier is called Forest People, who fiercely guard their domain from outsiders. And he thinks they are dangerous, so he assigns you with a mission to eradicate the Forest People. Once you reach 7th floor, Forest Gear from before will appear again and drop the law on your head. Long time ago, when the Divine Tree appeared, Forest People were also born with it and live inside the forest. But conflict sparked when humans encroached upon the Forest People's territory, resulting in bloodshed between two oppositions. So the chief from both sides came to agreement in the end to never interfere with each other's life again, under a condition that humans will live outside the forest and forest people inside the forest. You intend to discuss the matter with the institute, so you go back to meet with Chief Visor. But Chief is adamant about pushing forward to maintain the town's prosperity despite the forest gear's warning, so you have no other choice but to press onward as tension rises as you navigate 17th floor rife with one-way shortcuts. The map itself is small, but you will find yourself looking left and right every step you take to find those shortcuts. Back at the institute, Chief Visor's monologue begins. He plans to let us die in the hand of forest people, but if we were to overcome the obstacle, he plans to let the Jewel, Ran and Teleshka to kill us. Is the main villain of this game Chief Visor? Anyway, we get to meet with Ren and Teleshka on the 18th floor. They will tell you that there is a shortcut somewhere in this huge area and that we will start fighting forest people from this floor onward. Okay, now we are fighting forest people as well. I didn't want to do it to be honest, but still, this huge area is a great place to grind levels, and it is very easy to defeat forest people for the amount of EXP they give. And to top that off, there is also a healing spring on this floor, so everything I want is here. You can also chase after one FOE that keeps teleporting around the area by following this path. And sell the drop item for a good chunk of money. This tiny sprout will keep defending, so all you have to do is keep attacking. After you have scanned the entire floor, you will find the shortcut right here. And past that, there are two FOEs waiting for you. One is Princess of Disaster, who can inflict AoE casts, and another is Core Lady, who can inflict confusion. But the main highlight goes to Pixie that appear in random encounter that can negate all physical attacks and can induce random status ailment on your party, which includes turning everyone to stone, which then leads to instant game over. Just like the dangerous padded creature from before, fight these Pixie head on instead of running away and relying on luck. 19th floor in and of itself isn't so bad, but when combined with the 20th floor, it is easily the most stressful game in the game. You see, 19th floor has an unusually high encounter rate than normal floors, and it is a long way until you find the next stairs. That doesn't sound too bad, right? Yeah, but there is 20th floor where you have to fight a boss, Iwaoro Benelep. Gosh, I'm never saying that name again. You need to defeat all FOEs on the floor before you fight this boss, or else it will respawn indefinitely. So here I was going back and forth between the healing spring on the 18th floor through the 19th floor full of random encounters and then back to 20th floor. But every time I got back to the boss, 2 to 3 FOEs has already been respawned and I have already depleted most of my resources along the way. You can farm ton of EXP by defeating boss this way, but I don't think it's worth the pain I had to go through, so I decided to move on. I had to fight the boss 3 times in order to finally figure out what's going on, but yeah, apparently that's the gimmick for this boss fight. And the boss itself isn't even that difficult to begin with. Right after the boss fight, Forest Girl will appear again and will give up on stopping you any longer as she has failed her duty as well as her people. She might possibly be the only survivor of the entire Forest people race, but I might be thinking a bit too much into this. Surely, if she goes to the 19th or 18th floor, she can still meet her people during random encounters. So yeah, I refuse to believe the entire tribe is gone. You will find another shortcut that leads you another stairs, but this stairs looks different than any other stairs you have seen before. 5th Stratum, former capital Shinjuku. I was surprised to see Shinjuku appearing out of nowhere in this game. This means we are in the future inside the real world and not a fantasy world. This stratum is my favorite design-wise. Its vibrant design stands in stark contrast to previous somber environments. Particularly captivating is the passageway bridged by a tree log between the buildings, offering panoramic views, a serene spot amid growing tension. That said, the current situation doesn't look as pretty as the scenery at all. Chief Visitor has gone inside the labyrinth by himself, and we meet with the duo once again on the passageway. Ren pulled out her sword and readied her stance, not for the monsters, but for you this time. She and Teleshka has been ordered by Chief Visitor to finish us off before we solve the mystery. It seems the duo also want the town to keep flourishing with the labyrinth as a main attraction, so we are going to have to talk with swords this time, unfortunately. Ren will attack while Teleshka will debuff. Teleshka is weak to physical attacks, so start pummeling down on her before her debuff starts adding up. Ren is weak to fire. She uses ice attacks and 210 AoE insta-kill attack, which is the only attack you need to look out for. I start to sound like a broken record, but that's how combat works in this game, and the same goes for this event battle as well. put on the defense buff and exploit weaknesses, and you will win. After the battle, Ren and Teleshka will both collapse, and in their tired voice, Ren admits you to keep moving forward and seek Visor for answers. She will then entrust you with a card key to open elevators before they depart into the depth of the labyrinth. The way this strategy works is a bit different from the rest. You will have to find an elevator switch and turn it on in order to reach the 25th floor, which can only be reached via elevator and not the stairs. The order will be 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 22nd, 21st, and then use the elevator on the 21st floor to go straight to the 25th floor. 24th floor is a dead end that doesn't lead to the 25th floor, but there is a healing spring, so you might want to check it out. But the location is all the way down on the 24th floor, which is very inconvenient, so I didn't find much use of that spring. Not also that, all the monsters you find from 21st to the 24th floor are a waste of time and resource to fight. They give the same amount of EXP you get from monsters from previous strata, but harder to fight. My party members are around 50 plus levels when I reached the final floor, and I was doing okay for the most part, but TP preservation is as difficult to manage as ever. And with the inconveniently placed healing spring, you are better off rushing through the floors in order to find the elevator switch and get to the 25th floor as fast as you can. The drops are also low unless your alchemist land a skill that increase drop rates. Otherwise, you will find yourself low on many at all times, struggling to even rest at the end, which by now will cost a fortune. 25th floor is a good place to grind before you fight the final boss, but I was just dying to reach the end by this point, and so I kinda rushed myself into the final boss because everything has been going so well for me up until this point. And boy was I wrong. Before you enter the boss room, Visor will appear and he will try to persuade you to give up on the mystery and return back to the town in exchange of fame and money one last time. You refuse, of course, and Chief Visor will laugh off your resolve, daring you to come inside the room if you want to learn the true identity of the labyrinth. In the ancient times, there lived a civilization thrived on scientific prowess, harnessing it to dominate every aspect of life, a hubris that ultimately led the world's inevitable decay. In response, a group of scientists initiated Project War Tree, aiming to restore the planet's large vitality. However, tragedy struck as his colleagues, including his own family, perished one by one, and Dita, one scientist, persists in his quest for a cure, driven by unwavering determination. Eventually, he succeeds in creating a remedy, though he realized its full restorative effect would take over 1,000 years. Consumed by curiosity to witness the fruition of his work, he chose to imbibe the cure himself, forsaking his humanity to become a war tree. And yes, the true identity of the labyrinth is the man himself, Chief Visor. The Lord of War Tree Visor has everything. It has a skill that negates every physical attack for one turn, a skill that insta-kill one party member and heal himself, a skill that heals all of his sealed body parts, a skill that heals 900 HP every turn, and a skill that clears all buff I have on my party member. You will always use the clear buff skill whenever I'm trying to put up those two defense buffs, just for them to be dispelled immediately, and following up with a very strong AoE attack that one time kills everyone in my party. So I had no choice but to keep using the defense buff every turn and waste away my TP instead of waiting for it to wear off and using it again in order to save TP. And the boss has like 18,000 HP. So yeah, TP are going to run out before our HP for sure. I also struggled to put out damage as my alchemists were dead for the entirety of the battle. It was tough. I can't even afford to waste a single turn to revive my alchemist. So I was dishing out plain physical attacks that do 25 damage instead of affinity attacks that does normal 100% damage to the boss. The fight got so bad that I started thinking about just restarting the entire party member from scratch just to beat the final boss. But that won't do. I ain't giving up on my current party members who have been with me the entirety of the journey. And somehow I managed to beat down Visor until his health dropped to red bar with my already half dead body. But there is no TP left in any of them, except from my dead alchemist who has a lot of firepower left to spare. But then Wizard has already used his heal 900 HP every 10 skill, and I was doing only a total of 500 damage with all of my exhausted physical damage dealers combined. I am in dire need of my alchemist. I had to revive alchemist that turn, and luckily enough, Wizard's arm, which is capable of dishing out high damage AoE attacks, was sealed that very time by my Dark Hander, and I succeeded in bringing back my main damage dealer back to action. It was a really clutch moment, not gonna lie. I knew the end was near, but it was taking me way too long to beat the boss. I started sweating as my party members started dying one after another as time went on, but both Wizard's head and arm was already sealed, so I put all my faith in my party members and keep throwing stuff at Wizard, just hoping the sea won't count off anytime soon. And we did it in the end. This boss fight had me on the edge the entire fight, and it was the best experience I have ever had. Although I think it has a lot to do with me rushing towards the final boss fight severely unprepared, but still, the boss will still be hard to fight against anyway with all the skill he can use at his disposal. After the battle, Wizard will drop onto the ground and withers away to die after living for more than 1,000 years trying to heal the world. So is what we did was good or bad? I'm not even sure. I was just doing the normal adventurer things the entire game, not carrying the consequences, even after so many obstacles trying to stop us. But that doesn't change the fact that Wizard was trying to revive the world, and we are the one that stopped it. So if Wizard was not a bad guy, then is it us? And that concludes my documentary on Etrian Odyssey. So what do I think about this game? I believe it offers a perfect handheld console experience. First-person dungeon crawler games like this seem tailor-made for handhelds. During my playtime, I often found myself taking a long nap after clearing a single floor and calling it a day after conquering a stratum. Every meticulous detail in this game contributes to a sense of completeness once you finish it. The atmosphere is also immersive, and the music adds to the intensity. I always felt a constant sense of danger when the music is played. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, it definitely evokes a strong emotion in me, so I would say music is effective. Creating a game on any art form that fades into obscurity is a grave disservice, but Etrian Odyssey is anything but forgettable. I am certain I'll remember this game for a long time. I've said everything I wanted about this game and I am satisfied. So I will end the video here. Thank you for watching the video till the end, and I will see you again next time.